Okay. Um, it's been a rough few days, but that's what's expected. Unlike these people who's involved in this program, I've accepted reality for what it is, and this is why I make these videos. I record knowing that there'll be a day when I will not be able to. I know that day will come, and so I make videos to create some kind of recording. Now, I keep my face covered because my story is very similar to a lot of others. There might be some specifics here and there, but reality is things are very protocol, like very protocol like. And as a target individual, which is what I identify as somebody who's a target individual, meaning that I'm a human subject in a program where governmental entities like the CIA, Department of Defense, DARPA are not experimenting because they are developing a technology that's already very advanced. But just like any machine learning technology, we are putting this program because they need human samples. I was put in this program without a doubt by an employer who put me in this program. And this employer, very well connected with governmental entities. And now looking back, I understand why he was saying things to me without saying. And now that I know, I was like, that's what he was saying to me. Basically, he was telling me that enjoy your last meal, and wasn't understanding that. But they are doing it their best to try to change and make me believe it was some other, reason of some immigration. It's like no, no. Unfortunately, it's not the case. And as much as they're trying, they made it clear to me that these people truly put me in this program and try to change the reality of that. Matter of fact, it's so bad that they are trying their best to change the reality of who put me in this program, but can I even say the name of somebody because my employer donated money to this person who allegedly or who was accused of picking up kids when he was an assistant DA in his 30s, and the kids were as young as 14 years old. And so now, as a target individual, not only I get the gang stalking, which means that contracted perps, civilians, nobody's trash really, work day in and day out to break you down. But they also are aiding this technology that I have to deal with, which a lot of other target individuals have to deal with, which is the synthetic telepathy and the V2K. Matter of fact, as I'm interacting right now, I'm hearing some childlike individual, which, to be honest, it seems like anybody could be involved. It doesn't take geniuses. It just needs somebody who has time to do things and dedicate their time and almost have to dumb themselves down. But the people I'm hearing interacting with me via V2K seem like they're probably not too far from that level of dumbing themselves down. I think they're childlike individuals already, or have a mentality of children, meaning that on some kind of spectrum. And they say things to try to agitate me, which is what you hear a lot. They try to agitate you, and even regardless of who the perps are, they say things to try to kind of annoy you as you put things in perspective, because they want you to see them in these mystical ways and everything but the reality of what they're part of. Once you put in this program, even though my employer put me in this program, and I know race was reason, I know race was a factor of some sort. How much of a factor, you know, but it was a factor. And once I was put in this program, because the program is run by these governmental entities, anybody can participate, and these trash are contracted to do these things. The incentives, I'm sure, can be great. I'm sure we're talking about DoD type of entities, so we understand the budget there is quite there. There's nothing there's no entities that have this level of financial resources, and the technology is just magical that even these childlike individuals could now make themselves feel special, in the sense that my life is completely controlled, manipulated by these governmental entities, and they feel special being participant in somebody's life and be able to manipulate and see what this person is going to go through when their life, who knows? Because truly, if you see who's talking to me, who interacts with me, you'll be shocked by how childlike these people can be, how like just nobodies they are. And I'm talking about they come in all shape or form, because if these nobodies can be involved, anybody else can be involved. And so you understand that. With me, it's been a lot of manipulation, because we know that the V2K and synthetic telepathy have the ability to manipulate so much. My body, my teeth are slowly decaying. My skull is literally, I don't know what's going on to my brain, but it's shaping differently. I'm having skull difference. I think to the point where it's kind of like my eyeball feel weird. I feel like something's happening. But this is because of this technology that can reform your body, that can do things to your body. Not because this next door trash are doing this thing to me and they're with their money. It's because this is what this governmental technology can do to human bodies, and that's what they use human bodies and minds for the purpose of improving this technology, developing this technology. And they use this trash who come up with this psyop of fantasies of what they're part of. Because what they're doing to me has been done, and is being done to women, children, and men. And the people doing this thing to me have expertise doing this to women and children. So, the psyop is to, one, make you accept this manipulation they do to you, which is disturbing, but also a psyop of try to make you believe that these people are this group of, you hear all kinds of psyops, right? Some of them try to make it seem like this is like a Russian mafia, it's a Russian government, a Chinese government. It's this cult of satanical beings. It's the next door neighbor doing this. Yes, Russian individual easily involve themselves. Chinese too. Anybody can be involved. It could be a mafia of some sort that can involve, but they are not the one running this. It can be this next door 14-year-old kid, because this technology is this sophisticated, but they're not the reason why this is happening. They're just people participating, which seems like anybody can. So with me, the psyop is like where they're this femme fatale, feminist, and this and that. And with me, they've been humiliated by the reality of who put me in this program. That's why they try to change and make it seem like, no, you're put in this program because immigration's like, no immigration. Matter of fact, everything was fine until I started working with these people. And then things start changing. And it's such a concrete obviousness that the day I started working with them, my life didn't slowly change. But starting the day I started working with them. So it is not even a natural doubt. They're just trying to create some doubts, which I don't have. And so for me, it's just, I see when it started, they can control my thoughts, of course, but I will know that it's them trying to counter the reality, as they like to do. PSYOP now is this like femme fatale and whatever, when in reality, the people who put in this program, and perhaps this is why they're using this PSYOP, are extremely conservative. Extremely. If you hear about any laws that have gone backward, these people who put in this program probably helped that happen. And so now, these people with this PSYOP wanting to do whatever they can to disorient reality, to make me think that, first of all, this is anything but this large government, that these people who you work for, who happen to have a lot of connection with this government entities, who all of a sudden, bad things start happening to you when you start working with them. But prior to that, no problem. None of these things. But when you started working, that's not them, but it was. And these people are protecting women and children. But this program happened to kill a lot of women and torture children. This human subject come in all gender, ages, and ages. They do these horrible things to everybody. But somehow these people are different. They are here avenging, protecting the community. The same people who cannot speak about a pedophile. As you can see, they try to do something in my throat to counter that. They cannot speak about a pedophile, but do everything possible to make me be descriptive of these pedophilia things they are renowned to be doing. They are renowned to do this pedophilia type of torture. What I'm saying, you've heard it before from others. They have patterns of the torment, because when you do these things, if you do this developing. You want to maintain some kind of similar tactics and see the improvement and see how each people and deal with it and play around with it. So the pedophilia type of torture has been literally said by others. This, even the psyops, everything they do to me have been done to others. So now what happened is, for me to make me subscriptive of this manipulation, for example, this morning started off with, they're going to, my memories are being so destroyed and fried and played with. And it's been such a thing that they create. And I've been talking about it for a while, and it continuously goes like worse and worse, because I understand my memories are gonna be fading away, and they can replace them with these new memories and change them and confuse me, because I'm basically becoming, they're almost implementing this dementia kind of ways, because they make, I can forget like anything, but they can easily manipulate me more and more with my memories. This morning was, I remember with Kanye West family and Kim Kardashian. They had a beautiful family, little kids and whatever. And I remember it's like, oh my, the little daughter, what's her name, West or what? And they're like, oh, she's adorable little girl. I remember me and my ex-girlfriend who was a perp at the time. I was like, oh, she's my favorite because she's the most adorable. And she was like, no, my favorite is the little boy. Now the way they gave these nasty stimulations is so disturbing, because little girls, right, today, they, on top of course little boys, but when they say little girls, that's when they say they mapped it. They give me the stimulation. So now they go back into my memories and give me stimulations, and then try to bring up after August 19, 2019, when everything in my brain started just being manipulated. And when I did see this kid, now with the new version, I got the stimulations, I got this, it was so disturbing. And it's like, you see how you felt? It's like, no, this is how I felt. First of all, you're going to the memory after August 19, 2019, and you're making me feel my memories with this reaction that I'm experiencing today, because this is what you make me experience today. I've never been the same since August 19, 2019. I've not been myself since that day. And they're going to continuously look at how they can change my memory, like blur it, mix, change between August 19, 2019, and just and phase it into like before then, so I can subscribe, identify with the manipulations. That was earlier. Then they brought, not too long ago, they were making me think of these teenage kids, that because what's happening today, of course the babies, they make me have this disturbing reaction, but then they start doing it too with like teenagers, older kids. And matter of fact, here when I go to the train, it's so disturbing. You see teenage kids that wants to be seen, from the like older kids to the youngest kids, and to like position themselves, knowing that I'm going, because everything is orchestrated, I'm going to go into the train, and as I'm looking, poof, she's just there, she's just standing, like obviously positioned for me to look at her, so they can do the perception. And I saw this kid was showing her cleavage and whatever, try to like create some perception. Now listen, they can do that to babies, so all the kids, they can easily do that, because what they can do is to try to make you look at a child the way you look at an adult woman. But then when they do these things and they do this manipulation, they try to find ways to make you be subscriptive to the manipulations, and go into your whatever they can to bring up, to say, you see, this happened that time, so that's proof that today what you're experiencing is natural, because we've analyzed things and we saw things like that. So today when you like, and today you have been validated that you're not the only one who's being forced to get these reactions and perceptions aimed toward children. But they try to go into memories and see what they can bring up to say, you see, what you're experiencing is real, because that time, that day, remember that, you know. And they bring up this person, which you can see in my videos, called Ocean. It's a person on Snapchat. I was 20, just turned 27 years old. I see this girl on my Snapchat. She looks like she's in her 20s, right? I have no idea that this person is not an adult at this point. She's just turned 17 or something like that. But she looks way older than her age. Me, 27-year-old, thinking, oh, she's probably in college. Follow her all along. Thought that she wasn't, because she looked, and I've made a whole video. You see her pictures. There's a picture of her when she's 21 years old. She looked exactly the same when I followed her, right? You see her, it's like, wow. It's like, but she looked like that when she was a kid. I was like, what? Now, this is a person who looked like an adult who made me believe, not on purpose, but by seeing her, you would think she's an adult because it's one of those people who look way older than their age. Right? You look at her and it's like, okay. Now they are trying to find ways, even my brain right now, they try to make me think in other things they try to create in different fashion. But I looked at her thinking, this is no way this is an adult. There's no way. But finding out she was an adult is one of those people who look way older than their age. So today, when they do this pedophilia type of torture and they aim it toward teenagers, older teen, they somehow want me to be like, oh, you see, but remember you followed this person in 2014. It's like, yeah, she looked like an adult. That's why I followed her when I was in my 20s. I can obviously see this kid being a kid. Now we mapped it. Try to find anything. And then right now they're bringing up whatever else. Oh, no, but the sister of somebody you were dating. I saw her when she was about to be an adult, right? I remember being her like a little girl. And all of a sudden she's taller than the girl I used to date. I'm like, what? And they're like, oh, you see, wow. No, it's like, I couldn't believe. Just like, this is the kid I remember. Now she's taller. It's like knowing that she's like, it's like, no, but you see, that's proof. It's like, they are here trying to find what they can do to make you be subscriptive of reality, of this fantasy. But the reality is their job. They know who I am and they're trying to change who I am. And their job, they call it being a war, is to try to convince you that that makes sense. That today, when you look at a kid of all ages, from the little babies to the older kids, that these reactions are naturally happening. No, I can obviously know that this is a teenage kid that's literally showing her cleavage to try to create some perceptions. And my brain being fried up and my logic and rationality being overlaid by this governmental technology, I'm going to think in these retarded ways to try to convince me. And they're going to try to gaslight me using this childlike individuals. Like, you think you can tell me who I am? And I'm never. To all my target individuals, stay strong and know who you are, because their job is to try to make you be something that you're not, and you're going to experience things that you would never experience naturally.